spiritual superpowers. What is it you guys do? Are you a hypnotist? Are you a Reiki master? Are you a meditation guru? Are you a, we have also psychologists here. We've got social workers. We've got counselors wanting to move into the healing space as well. So I think we have everybody here. We've got human design coaches now, RTT practitioners. So like just do a dump, guys. Just do a dump below. What's your background and how do you help people? Scott says, okay, glitched for a minute. Now I'm good. William, so sacred psychology. What is that? What is sacred psychology? I've never heard of that. Is that your own thing or is that like a certification? And then Sarah, energy healing and breath work. Yep, we got a lot of breath work coaches and healers in the group here. In fact, our guys, like we recently had a breathwork healer sell a $4,000 program. I don't know if you guys heard about that. It was a little bit while ago, but our breathwork healers are selling $4,000 programs and above. So how do you guys do the same? Well, that's what we talk about here inside of the group. Let me just get rid of all these dialog boxes. Cool. So Sarah says NLP and EFT tapping. Awesome. Good stuff, Karen. Shamanic and spiritual practice. Very cool. Well, let's get into it, guys. So what are we talking about here today? Today, we're not talking sales. Today, we're talking about marketing. Okay. So how do we eliminate the chase and get high ticket clients to come to us, right? How do we flip the table or flip the dynamic to inspire clients to pursue us, right? I don't really like the word chase, to be honest. I don't like chasing because it implies like the other thing is running. And I'm pretty sure none of us want to run from clients, or at least high ticket clients, right? Red flags we want to run from. But so Tina, nice to see you here. I believe you've been with us for a little bit. Pharmacist, functional medicine. Yeah, we got some functional medicine coaches here and doctors. And a clinical hypnotherapist. Very cool. Very cool. Well, if you're ready to sell high ticket, you're ready to attract high quality clients that are going to pursue you, not the other way around, then you're in the right place. Okay. So this was, and this is the problem that I have with trainings and certifications. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but when you finish a certification, what we're taught as healers is old methods, like 90s stuff, which is wait for the client to pursue you. Wait for them to book a call with you. Wait for them to go to your website. Wait for them. And we're still doing this in the 90s. You know what I mean? And there's no way to pack your calendar unless you've been doing this for like 10 plus years and you've got a consistent referral stream, which takes a long time to build up. Or you're spending, you got to be spending above 6 figures per year on Google ads and things like that. So it's just, you're going to spend a lot of money trying to pack your calendar. And then regardless, you're still at the mercy of people booking with you. You're still waiting on them versus the other way around. So you don't have the abundance. You see what I mean? So William says in a spiritual practice, a spiritual approach to psychology. Got it. Cool. Very cool. Well, that's why I love asking that question of what you guys do, because there's things here I've never even heard of. So, and guys, remember, like every Wednesday, this is an opportunity for you to get live coaching. So drop your questions here as I go through the topics here and what we talk about. This is an opportunity for you to get coaching. So, looks like Google is trying to reload this page for some weird reason. But anyway, if I get logged out here, I'm going to do my best to get back in here, just in case, guys. So I know there have been a couple times where I've been knocked out of here for whatever reason, but I'm knocking on wood over here, nothing happens. So who here would want to know, who here wants to flip the dynamic? Like, how many of you here feel like you're in more pursuing mode and instead you want them to pursue you? Drop the word magnetic below if you want to know how to flip the dynamic here and get clients to pursue you versus the other way around. And I'm actually going to make a note before I forget, because I want to share this with you guys. Okay, cool. And guys, so Joey, you said magnetic. Yep. Karen says magnetic. So you guys are sick of chasing people. That's right. You're like, I'm done. I'm out. This is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. I want to be magnetic. I don't want to be repelling or pushing away high ticket clients, because that's the worst thing you could do, especially if you're running ads, right? Like, a lot of you probably aren't, but even if you are, you're chasing away people and you're paying for those leads, it becomes even more frustrating. So what does this end up looking like? Like, who is this for today? So today, what we're going to talk about here are for hypnotists and holistic practitioners who feel like, obviously, they have to chase people down versus magnetically attract them, okay? So if you're new to the group, if you're new to the group and you haven't gotten the mini course yet, the 4 steps to a 6-figure holistic or hypnosis business mini course, Zadia, would you mind dropping your link below, your m.me link? And then she'll get you linked up with that. If you're new and you haven't gotten that, she has the link for that. So Zadia's going to drop her link below at some point. And then, guys, if you want to click that and then send her the word course if you haven't gotten your logins yet. So you can send that. And inside of that course, you're going to discover how, our hypnotists and healers are generating $18,000 months, that are doing, $30,000 months. We had a hypnotist do an $18,000 day. We had a hypnotist do an $18,000 day. So if you're curious about how, our healers are getting these numbers, definitely tap Zadia's link and then send her the word course, and she'll get you linked up with that. It's free. There's no cost to the mini course, guys. So if you do want that, just send her a message. Scott says, hypnotist who helps other hypnotists create hundreds of hypnosis audios in record time frames. Very cool. Very cool. I've never even heard of that, but I'm sure it's definitely needed. Hypnotists, especially with the digital content nowadays, more hypnotists are wanting to create digital content. So, all right, guys. So this is for hypnotists and healers who are dealing with a lot of ghosting. So how many of you would like to eliminate the no-shows, the ghosting, the cancellations? Like you feel like you're attracting people with no urgency. How many of you feel like this way right now? Like, you're just like, the people have no sense of urgency, right? How many of you want like people who have a sense of urgency, who like need your help right now, right? Not who could go either way. This is probably one of the biggest complaints I hear from hypnotists and healers, especially in the online space, is that they're just talking to people who are just like, well, whatever. Like, you're having to pull teeth to get them to open up, right? And this is why I don't like the and this is something we'll talk about in a little bit, but I don't recommend going into random Facebook groups and messaging people. It's not my favorite strategy. It doesn't work, yes, but it didn't work for me because, and there's a cat. It didn't work for me because I didn't like the strategy. I didn't like poaching around in random Facebook groups. Hey, Crystal, good to see you here. And Adrian, yeah, I know, Adrian, we were seeing your comments. Hopefully, Zadia was able to get you connected. Joey says, I feel like they don't value their own time. Interesting. This is something I used to think too. And it's actually not that at all. It's just that they don't see the value in speaking with you. Okay. And this is what happens when people don't know who you are. When people don't know who you are, you're going in random Facebook groups, you're messaging like your Facebook friends, and you're not positioned correctly. You're going to have to jump through that hoop of, why should I listen to you? Okay. So a lot of you are having to jump through 2 extra objections right now, which is, who are you and why should I listen to you? And for a lot of you, your Facebook friends or your Instagram followers or whatever, they've already positioned you not as an expert. They see you as a friend, a neighbor, maybe their family. So now you're having to break out of that frame, and now you've got to be this expert. So how many of you feel like you're wrestling this right now? Like, how do I show up as someone different in front of these people because they've already placed you in this category as friend or fun person or family or something like that. So they already have this bias against you, okay? And we'll talk about how to get around this too, okay? All right. So right now, if you're attracting like no urgency, don't seem to care, right? What this can end up looking like is you have inconsistent client retention and revenue in your business. So Hutchinson Diesel, good to see you as well. So you guys are following me. Yep. Yeah, it's just and it can start to deplete your confidence, right? When you're like time after time, people aren't seeing the value. You're getting objections, you're getting cancellations. It can start to mess with your head after a while, and it starts to mess with your confidence after a while. How many of you feel like you're in that place? Like, drop the word confidence if like you feel like now, when this goes on for so long, it starts to mess with your belief system, right? And that's what ends up happening. That's what started happening to me way back when I first started my hypnosis business in 2017. I saw so much value in hypnosis, but nobody else was seeing it. Like they weren't seeing what I saw. And that's exactly it. Your audience, what your audience values is not going to be the same as what you deem valuable. And this is what I had to learn over time. Okay? So it seems like it's a lot of us here. So Hutchinson Diesel, William, confidence, yeah. So it's been kind of, this has been happening for long enough that now it's like, I get it, right? But I'm here to reassure you, it's not you, it's not your strategy, it's not your gifts, it's not any of that, it's not your services. It's your strategy. It's your strategy in terms of your marketing and your sales. That's what it is. Okay. So you can all rest assured your services are great. I'm sure you can help people. A lot of us are confident in our services. We just don't know how to translate the value. We don't know how to translate the value of what we have for our niche. Is that fair to say? Is that resonating with you guys? Like you just don't know how do I put it into the words that they will understand and they will get their butts moving, right? They will get their butts investing, right? How many of you would love to have prospects that if they can't afford it, they go find the money, right? If they can't afford it, they go find the money. They're driven to go make it happen, right? Wouldn't that feel much better than no, I can't afford it, or whatever. Okay. And I believe I have I actually put out an offer for this a few weeks ago, but if any of you guys missed it, I released the framework of how to translate your services for your prospect. So I did release that. It's the pitch. It's a script from my pitch framework. If you guys didn't get that, Zadia, would you drop your link again? And if you guys click Zadia's link, message her the word pitch. Just send her the word pitch. She'll know exactly what to send you. So if you guys missed that, if you're new to the group and you want the framework here, it's a script. It's a piece of script where you can plug and play and insert your services and connect to what that person's looking for. So if you guys missed that, if you want that, send her the word pitch. Click her link and send her the word pitch. Okay? All right. So what ends up happening is it starts messing with our confidence, right? But again, it's not you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your services. It's just your strategy at the end of the day. Okay. A lot of you right now, this is going to apply to you if you're going around posting in Facebook groups that are not yours, posting to your friends and your family. It just it just doesn't feel good. Like, right? Like you kind of look salesy. You kind of look desperate, needy when you're showing the right thing to the wrong people. You see what I mean, guys? Doesn't it feel weird to show your amazing services to people who just don't give a shit? You know what I mean? So we want to stop doing that. Let's start talking to people who actually care about what we have. Now your confidence is going to radically change. Okay, so I'll talk about how we're going to do that here in a minute. Okay. So are any of you guys here right now like poaching from other Facebook groups right now? Are any of you using that strategy right now? drop the word drop the word group below. If any of you are doing this right now, it's very old. This strategy is not really being. It's pretty an old strategy, and I think it's gone to the wayside because a lot of people just don't like it, including myself. So is anybody here doing that right now? Going into Facebook groups, trying to message people, drop the word group below if that's something that you're doing right now. Can you guys still see me and hear me okay? Or am I frozen? Can you guys, am I frozen or can you guys see me and hear me okay? I'm getting told that I'm frozen. Can you guys see me and hear me? Just let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. Pearls before swine. Yep, you're casting pearls before swine. That is great. I love that. I love that analogy. You guys can still see me and hear me okay? Let me know. Or have I frozen here? Okay, I'm good now. Am I good now, guys? Again, I'm kind of going off my hotspot here, so. We're good now, guys? I'm back? Okay. Bleg. Not sure what you mean by bleg, but yeah. A lot of us are casting pearls before swine, right? We're putting our most valuable content in front of people who could care less, okay? In fact, I'm going to add something to my notes here before I forget. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So also, this is going to apply to you if you're getting resistance in your messaging. So how many of you are doing DMing right now? You're doing like direct messaging to find prospects. If you're getting resistance right now, people unwilling to talk to you, one word answers, you know, that type of thing. Are any of you dealing with that right now? Yeah, William nailed it. It's daunting to go into groups cold. Exactly. Because again, you have to jump through 2 extra objections, which is who are you and why should I listen to you, right? I'm trying to, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but is it Shaileja? Shaileja? If I butchered that, I apologize. But it looks like you're new. Welcome if you are. Adrian says I post, and guys, remember you can drop questions here as well. Adrian says I post to groups, but not to hang in there. Begging, I run several groups, but I have that, but not capitalizing on 50K people. I do not have access to. Okay. Shyla. Okay, thanks. Shayla. I hope hopefully I'm still not butchering that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here's the thing about direct messaging, guys. You can do this in a way that feels good. And in a way that people, instead of chasing, they come to you and they thank you. Like they thank you for reaching out. How many of you would like to be thanked for reaching out to people via calling or DMs? How many of you would like that? Like drop the phrase thank you below. If you're like, okay, how do I do that? How do I, like you could even, I call people. I don't do cold calling. I call people who come into who ask for something. And I actually get thanked for that. I get thanked for calling people. I get thanked for reaching out through DMs. How many of you would love to be thanked versus people running away and, you know, blocking you? You know? Yeah. So there's a way to do this that is not going to be salesy. It's not going to be cheesy, sleazy, or, you know, all that other stuff. So yeah, you guys want to know how to, like, it's not the strategy that's the problem. It's going to be these things we're talking about here. Okay, it's not the strategy. The strategy works. It works great. I love DMing. It's super easy for me to set people through DMs, like because you know, in a lot of ways, like I have these things I'm about to talk about here. Okay. All right. So let's get into it, guys. And again, if you're new to the group and you haven't gotten the mini course, I think some of you are new, but Zadia, if you wouldn't mind dropping your link one more time. If you guys haven't gotten the mini course yet, and it's the 4 steps to a 6-figure hypnosis or a holistic practice, Zadia is going to drop her link, and guys, just message her, like tap her link, message her the word course, and she'll know exactly what you're looking for if you're new to the group and you haven't gotten that yet. Okay. It's important for us that you guys get what you came for, or else for us it doesn't feel good. It'll feel like a bait and switch, right? So I want to make sure that you guys get what you actually came in for. At the very least, you can check out some of our content and see if it resonates for you. And again, inside that course, past people that other healers and hypnotists we've helped, they reveal how they, Carla was able to do an $18,000 day selling hypnosis. And Joshua, another hypnotist, went from selling $500 per session to $5,000 program. So if you guys kind of want to check out how they're doing that, again, there's no cost to this. Just message Zadia course and she'll get that over to you. All right, guys. So let's get into it. How do we flip this dynamic so that you're not having to run their direction, right? Because a lot of us we understand energy, right? You guys understand energy? Yes. Pretty good understanding, most of us, at least even for the very least, basic understanding of energy, right? The more we lean, right, the more we move this way, the more they're going to move that way, right? And vice versa. The more this person leans, the more this person's going to go that way, right? So how do we create this sort of even exchange, this flow of energy that is working on both sides, right? Like how good would this feel versus like, and how do we get this type of thing happening? Okay. So, I just keep coming up with more notes as I'm talking, so I just don't want to miss this. Never. Okay, so let's go through it. You guys ready to go? How do we get people to thank us, right? Just these pop-ups keep getting in my way. All right. Okay. So the first thing here that I had to change in my business in order to eliminate that completely is you need to have a dedicated audience. You need to have an audience that is dedicated to your mission and your cause, okay? If you're only posting to your Facebook friends, to a random group of Instagram followers, to a random group of Facebook group, you have no idea who's in there, that type of thing, you're going to run into this problem. You're going to run into a lot of resistance. You're going to run into a lot of why should I listen to you? Why should I talk to you? If you don't have a dedicated audience, okay? How many of you here are looking to build out your online presence right now? Anyone here are now realizing, oh, I need an online presence? Anyone here? Drop the word presence below if you're needing to build out an online presence. Okay, this is going to be the game changer for you. If you don't have an online presence, you're going to keep running into people who have already placed you in a category of salesy or friend or desperate, right? Or family, and it's just an uphill battle. Okay, so having your own dedicated audience to your niche is going to change all that. Now, some of you don't even know who your niche is, so we've got another knot in the hose we need to undo, right? Before we build out a presence, because if your audience is not specialized, again, you're going to run into this stuff again. Okay. So you need your own dedicated audience. That alone is going to make you more magnetic. Just alone. Okay. You guys get that? Because it takes you out of this desperate needy energy. Now you're surrounded by people who could potentially be a good fit for you. So that's why you want to do that. Okay. So online presence. And the problem with this is like the organic way of building an online presence takes a long time. Again, random Facebook groups, messaging people, waiting for people to trickle in from a website, this type of thing is going to take forever. So I don't recommend organic strategies for this. Okay. I do teach one organic strategy that will build up an audience super quickly. I've had past clients actually build an audience of like close to 3,000 people in 2 weeks. So it does work very well. I'm happy to share more about that. I think I have a past training on that somewhere. But I preferred paid advertising nowadays because it's just more consistent. But this other strategy works really well as well. And it's not going into random Facebook groups. It's not that at all. Okay, it's building out your own dedicated audience. Okay. And guys, dump your questions below if you have questions as well. Mary says you'd like to gain more of an audience. Yep. Again, if your audience is like random mishmash of people, you're not going to be, which is the next point here, number 2. If you don't have a dedicated audience, you're not going to be positioned correctly. So if you're not positioned as an authority in your niche, nobody is going to listen to you. I'm telling you that right now. If you're not positioned as an authority, okay, if you're positioned as a friend, a salesperson, desperate, needy, a follower, any of this stuff, you're gonna battle all of this stuff. Um, Groupon will get you cheap leads. Groupon will give you low quality leads. It'll get you practice sessions, right? Like maybe a session or two at a time. It's not going to work if you're looking at $10,000 months, $20,000 months, 30 and beyond that. Now, if you're just getting started, you want to get some cheap leads and practice, you can get $50 clients through Groupon. But again, if you're looking to seriously scale and create a full-time business, you're not going to have consistency with Groupon. You're not going to get a $5,000 per client from Groupon. It's just, maybe one in every 20 or 30 might be that client, but you're talking to a low-balling crowd to begin with. You're talking to a crowd of low-ballers. You see what I mean? Does that make sense, Mary? You got to look at the demographic who you're speaking to. And if you don't speak their language, which is discount coupons, you think they're really going to invest, 4,000 or 5,000 in you. Not without a wrestling match. Not without a wrestling match. Does it work for ministry? Does what work for ministry, William? I'm not sure what you mean. Is that like your niche, like a ministry? Anybody who can afford what you have, this is going to work for, right? We want to make sure that our prospects have the financial backing. And that's where a lot of hypnotists and healers make a mistake, is they're trying to target people who don't have any money, right? Trying to target low quality, again, Groupon people, people just wanting hypnosis, right? People just wanting Reiki, just wanting a reading. You're going to have a hard time because, again, you're not positioned as an authority. Now you're just positioned as a hypnotist, just another reader, just another psychic, just another medium, just another tarot card reader. Okay? So you got to be positioned as an authority, and you got to have a dedicated niche to your mission, your cause. Okay? Yeah. I mean, William, if the money's there, then it'll work, right? If the money's not there, then you're, again, targeting an audience that. But I'm sure there's probably a demographic inside of there that has money, I would assume. There's usually a group inside of every demographic that has money, right? So the short answer is yes, but then we got to niche down even more to figure out who are those people inside of that who can afford you, right? And yeah, did that answer your question, Joey, about Groupon? You can start there if you're looking for quick practice stuff, but you're not going to get what I teach here is premium clients. So how do you get premium clients? So if we're looking at premium clients, now we want to get into niching, specializing, having a dedicated audience, that type of thing. Okay. All right, let's get to number 3 here. Guys, has this been valuable for you so far? These were a lot of blind spots I had when I was switching from a very basic hypnosis business, which is had my nice little website, right? Have my nice little pretty website, which I spent hours and hours, hundreds of hours on, only to find out I will never be able to pack my calendar this way. In fact, even though I did, I wouldn't say I packed my calendar, but I was grinding away. I ran into another problem, was I was running out of time. So what ends up happening to a lot of hypnotists and healers is that they have a lot of clients and they still can't scale because they're still selling their time. You're going to run into this problem regardless. And we've even had some healers and hypnotists come on board who have a wellness center, and they're still running into these problems because they're still selling their time. So it can be just you, or you can have a staff of 10 other healers. As long as you're selling time, you're always selling a finite resource. So that's why we want to get into charging value. Okay, so hopefully for some of you thinking about doing a wellness center, glad you found us first. Okay, because now I have about 3 clients here who are grinding away with wellness centers and are still barely able to make ends meet because they're still charging $100 a session, $300 a session, $400 a session. It's not going to be enough. You're not going to have consistency either. Okay. High ticket is going to solve a bunch of things. High ticket is going to solve consistency with clients, consistency with income. It's going to solve, it's going to boost your income quite quickly. What we have been seeing over the past few months is that hypnotists and healers who apply our system double their revenue in about 30 days. Like that's kind of the standard. They double revenue in 30 days because we just revamp what they're doing currently with their current clients. Okay. Let's see here, guys. Joey says, I felt like if you're offering a discount, then you're already settling for. Yeah, I don't use the word discount at all. I would just crumple that out, throw it out, like just get rid of it. You're not a discount healer. Do you want to be a discount healer? Probably not. So I never offer discounts. I never offer discounts. So there's other ways of going about, doing like money saving strategies, but I would throw out the word discount. That's not the way to go. All right, guys. Number 3 here is, and I talked about this briefly in an email a long time ago, is stop trying to attract anyone and everyone. Okay. What I hear a lot of hypnotists and healers say is, my niche is anybody who wants this. My niche is everyone who wants that. Anyone who wants this. Do you want anyone? Because anyone could be someone who's broke. Anyone could be someone who doesn't see the importance of it. Anyone who could be someone who's manipulative and toxic, right? Do you really want to call in everyone and anyone? Or do you want to call in someone who's got the money, who's got the urgency, who sees the value, right? So throw out that word too. Throw out anybody and everyone. Get rid of it. That's not a niche. It's not going to be a niche that you want. And you're probably experiencing that a lot now. How many of you here are marketing to everyone or anyone right now? And I have to keep correcting a lot of my own clients who keep saying everyone and anyone. You don't want everyone and anyone, trust me. And I'm sure you're already experiencing that, right? Do you want anyone who's going to pay you, right? Because then they could be anyone who's going to pay you $5, right? Or do you want the person who's ready to move forward, play on your level, and invest in themselves? That's a different person than anyone who wants healing or anyone who wants to past life regression, anyone who wants to get rid of anxiety. That's a lot of people. And a lot of those people are not going to be a good fit. Okay? So Joey, that's why you didn't do Groupon? Yeah. Again, if you're just starting out practice, it's a great way to get practice people, cheap people. But if you're serious about building a full-time 6-figure and beyond business, it's not going to be the way to get you there. So, yeah. So Joey said you've been seeing the everyone, anyone thing. It's not going to work. Yeah. You got to target people who, again, like I said, have the financial backing, have the urgency to get going, and see the value in what you do. Okay? All right. Let's talk about DMing here. Let's talk about DMing here real quick. How to be more magnetic in DMs? Would you guys want a tip for that? How to be more magnetic in DMs? Drop the word DM below if you guys want something specific to DMs here. I don't know what. Let's do a quick poll here. Anybody here want to be more magnetic in the DMs? So Joey says DM. Anyone else here in the DMs here? This is a lot of what I teach and we teach to my clients. You guys want to know how to be more magnetic in the DMs? Yep. Adrian says SM. Is that a new one I haven't heard of? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so there's quite a few of you here working in the DMs. Anyone else doing some work in the DMs right now? You want to know, how do I start to be more magnetic in the DMs? So Shyla. Cool. All right. Well, here, I'll give you something here. So, okay. So one of the biggest mistakes I see healers and hypnotists make in the DMs that makes them push away people and end up having to chase is they talk about their offer. They talk about their program. Never, ever talk about your program or your offer inside of the DMs. Okay. The minute you do that, you've just lost them. And here's why. Because your competitors are all doing that. Everyone's doing that. Everybody's like, hey, Lydia, I get this too, by the way. Hey, Lydia, I see you're a coach. Would you like to double your client load in the next, whatever, 90 days? Like, I get this too. So the minute you do that, they're going to block you. See that? So never, ever try and sell anyone on your services inside of the DMs because you're doing what everyone else is doing. Okay? All right? Only pitch the next step, which is going to be your call, right? It's going to be a call, a Zoom, scheduling something, right? That's it. That's it. Okay? By that alone, you'll be more magnetic. Okay? And never, ever pitch anything until you have urgency. Never, ever pitch anything without urgency. The minute you pitch and you don't feel urgency on their end, you're going to be labeled as salesy, pushy, slimy, like you're going to be just thrown in the bucket with the rest of them. Okay? So Joey's asking, in a sense, you leave them wanting more. You could look at it that way. For me, that sounds kind of manipulative. I don't put it from their perspective. The way I view it is like, I don't know if I want to work with them yet. So you could say it from that perspective, but for me, I'm like, I'm not pitching soon because I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced that they're a good fit yet. You see that? Do you feel the difference, guys? So yeah, in a way, I'm probably leaving them wanting more. I'm assuming that's probably what's happening. But I don't do it from a place of let me try and make them feel this and do that. It's more of like, from my perspective, I'm not going to move them forward till I know I'm okay with moving them to the next step. That's a little bit less like sort of manipulative, like maneuver type of games. Like I don't like that because it's very kind of game-ish. It's like a lot of game. But you do need some game for this. Sales is like a sport. But for me, I keep the energy of, I don't know if I want to talk to them yet. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced yet. See that? That's going to give off a different energy than a game type of play. Okay? Is that helpful for you guys? Is that helpful? Or am I speaking like, is this making sense to you guys? Let me know. Drop the word value below if this is making sense for you guys. And again, if you guys want that piece of script from my pitch framework, I gave this away at HypnoThoughts a few weeks ago. If you missed that, Zadia, if you would drop your link one more time, and then follow her link, send her the word message, and then drop the word, what did I say? Pitch. Drop the word pitch in Zadia's messenger, and she'll know exactly what to get you. Okay? Code William says that's interesting. Yeah, it sure is, right? Like, that is high value. That is high value. Low value is like manipulative, pushy, sleazy, trying to mess with people. That, I could never build a business like that. That to me is a house of cards waiting to fall apart. But the way high value healers are like, hang on a second. You're going to have to jump through an extra hoop here to get into my calendar. You're going to have to jump through a couple hoops here because I'm not convinced yet. That's a high value standpoint. Yeah. Cool. This is going to flip the energy. Okay. All right. Trying to read my own chicken scratch here. Oh yeah. And this kind of leads me into my last point here. Actually, I've got 2 more points here. I know we're getting to the end of the hour here, but follow me here for a couple more minutes, and I've got a couple more here, okay? Get rid of these pop-ups. All right. You guys ready for these last 2? This kind of is the lead-in for what we were just talking about. Never, ever, ever, ever want it more than your clients do. Never, ever want the solution more for your clients than they want it for themselves. A lot of you here watching now are working overtime to help people who are just not wanting to help themselves. Is this resonating with some of you guys? Let me know. by dropping, just drop the word me below if this is resonating for you guys. A lot of you are working overtime, people pleasing, extra hours, staying late, charging less, discounting for people who are not meeting you on the same level. See what I mean? And as long as you want something more for your clients than they want for themselves, what's going to happen is the dynamic flips and they sit back and chill. They sit back and chill. They don't take the torch in their own life. They don't take the torch. And this is instinctive. It's natural. It's something I've seen just between, here's a great example, guys. This will be a humorous example. This is a great example. So in my old apartment before I moved, I get a lot of flies, just buzzing around. And usually my cat goes after the flies. Okay. So there was a fly that got in my bathroom, a huge fly. I locked myself and the fly and my cat in the bathroom so we could nail it and get rid of it. And guess what? Because I was working harder, she actually sat back like this and was just chilling, just posted up against the wall watching me do the work. This is a great animalistic example. So because I took the reins, she sat back and chilled out because there was no reason for her to do any work because I was doing it all. See that? But I guarantee you, if I sat back and started doing this and did nothing and the fly was going around, she would have gone after it. You see that? So it's instinctive. If somebody takes the workload, the energy, the stress off your client, then you take the stress and the energy from them and you put it on yourself. You guys, is this making sense, guys? It's an energetic thing. It's a workload thing. I think it's more of an energetic thing than anything. Yeah, exactly. She wouldn't have stopped till she got it, especially because we were locked in the bathroom. I actually have a photo of this. I'll see if I can find it on my phone and I'll post it below here when I find it. I took a selfie of me trying to get this fly and she's like posted up like whatever. I took a photo of this because I thought it was hilarious. Okay? So this is what happens. If you energetically do more than your client, they sit back and chill. So you got to back up and let them do more. You got to let them do more. This goes through the DMs. This goes for sales calls. This goes for you're working with your clients all together. So you got to know where to back up so they can come toward lean in more. Okay? Again, it's not about blaming people, telling nobody's wrong or right for this. It's instinctive, right? So we got to back up, let them do more of the work. Okay? It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of you, but you're going to see a huge payoff at the end of the day. Okay? So that's a great example. Go watch that with your own pets, right? Go watch animals. Guys, a great way to learn sales and dynamics and marketing dynamics. Go watch animals in the wild. It is a great place to learn. Okay? All right. I think that's everything here okay, and the last one here, guys, before we drop off here, one more to go. You guys ready for this last one? Let me know. Drop the word one below if you guys are ready for this one. A lot of you guys are missing this from your process. Let me know if you guys are ready for this one. If you guys are still there with me, just drop a 1. And then, if you still want that pitch framework, just go ahead and message Zadia through her link, and then she'll drop the word pitch. She'll know what to get you. Okay, cool. Adrian says, I've been watching for them to do more for months now. It's amazing what happens when you just go like this, and just let go. Watch what, in fact, guys, I would just do an experiment. Do an experiment for the next week. Just like on your sales calls, during your client sessions, just physically lean back like this. Just physically lean back. And watch things start to change. It's really amazing when you start to do this. This is a little nugget I give to my paying clients. So I would write this one down, okay? is just physically lean back and watch the dynamic change between you and your paying clients and you in front of prospects. Okay? All right, guys. So last one here is, do you have a qualifying process before booking anyone on a call? Okay? Or is your scheduling link just available immediately? Never ever give out your scheduling link to just anyone at any time. A lot of you have your scheduling links posted everywhere. I would take them down. If you want to be high value, I would just take them down. Because you just make yourself look too available. It's like dating, guys. Isn't it like dating? You look too available. You look like you take everybody and anybody. It looks like everything I just talked about. So my question for you is, do you have a qualifying process in place before allowing anyone to even touch your calendar? Do you have a qualifying process in place? You know, you could use like a Calendly intake form or a scheduling intake form. You still run the risk of getting a lot of low quality clients, but that is a gateway. It is one gateway, okay? But do you have a series of hoops that people need to jump through to get on your calendar? That immediately is going to position you as higher value, because not just anyone can get to your link. Not just anyone has carte blanche to your calendar. Joey says, I have a contact link. I don't want to give it to just anyone. Control my time each day. Yeah, I mean, nobody should be controlling your time. You should be controlling your time at all times. Like, you should be blocking off whatever you want. But even then, I still don't want anyone on my calendar. Okay? And when you really start to see the value of what you have, and you probably already do. A lot of you are watching this live stream because you probably already do know you have something of real value. And so think about it logically. Do you really want just anyone booking on your calendar? Probably not. You're probably already dealing with that right now. Anyone book on your calendar. Okay? All right. All right, questions, guys, before we hop off here. Questions. I know there's a bit of delay on my end, so I'm going to grab a drink of coffee here. Questions about anything I've talked about, guys? This is an opportunity for you guys to get coaching as well. Was this valuable for you guys here today? Again, a lot of this ties together. A lot of everything I've talked about kind of ties together. Like when I said, have people jump through hoops, right? They have to work harder to get on your calendar, right? People don't value what they get easily, right? Isn't this true? People don't value what comes to them easy. They just don't, right? So there's got to be a little bit of resistance before people can just book on your calendar, okay? Adrian says, how do I create a Calendly intake form? I like that idea. Do you have a Calendly account, Adrian? If not, Calendly, go ahead and get the application if you don't have it. And then inside of Calendly, you can, if you go to the appointment type, if you go to the appointment type card and you click the card, there's a section there for intake questions, and you should be able to set up intake questions. Okay? But even your intake questions need to be specific. Your intake questions need to be really qualifying people, and qualifying people relatively not too hard, but hard enough that you have everything you need to move to the next stage. Yep, you got it, Joey. Yep. Adrian, yep. Okay, yeah, go check that out. All right, guys. So hopefully that's valuable here today. I'm also, guys, all of my replays are going over to the YouTube channel as well. So if you want to subscribe, you can go to YouTube, type in Six Figure Spirit. Actually, probably just help you if I just drop the link here. I'll grab you guys and that way you get the replays right away. Would any of you guys like that link here? Let me see if I can grab that for you. And that way you have all the replays. Oh, let's see here. Yep. So I'll get you guys the link here. And this replay will be up by the end of the week. All right, guys, so I'll drop the link below. If you go to that link, that is my YouTube channel. And the replay will be out by the end of the week. So if you guys subscribe to that, you'll get the notifications every time I add a video. I've got like hundreds of videos that I'm going to be uploading here over the next few weeks, all about high-ticket sales for hypnotists and healers, packaging, pricing, marketing, magnetism, right? All that kind of good stuff. So if you guys want to see the replays before I announce them, that's where they will be. Okay, guys, time to pack it up here. Look, my cat, you can see her ears. Look, no, I can't. Okay, over there. Over there. It's so weird when it's like the mirror version. All right, guys, stay safe if you're in the hurricane as well. I'm going to hopefully get home soon this week. But thank you for being here. It's also, you guys can be anywhere in the world, so appreciate you guys spending your time here with me here. And welcome to Six Figure Spirit if you're new. And go out there and rock it, apply these principles, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye-bye.